We're informed and inspired by Majora Carter, an environmental activist from the Bronx, New York, who said, "You shouldn't have to move to live in a better neighborhood." So all of this was about improving our neighborhood. Take what existed and making it better. We started with the Vineyard in 2010 from a grant reimagining Cleveland. I picked the Vineyard because nothing makes money like wine grapes. Bell peppers, they're 50 cents here, they're 50 cents there. A bottle of wine can be $10 here or $100 there. Ours was to create wealth, to create jobs. There's a halfway house about a quarter of a mile away, and we use residents from the halfway house for transitional employment. They volunteer initially, but then we hire them after they get out of the halfway house, and it's provided employment, it's provided stabilization. At the end of the day, everything we do at this urban agricultural zone is for one main purpose: to stabilize lives and communities. And it's done a great job of doing that. After the Vineyard, a plant scientist, a biologist, Jean Laurier, came and saw the house that was sitting in the site that we're at now and said this would make a great BioCellar. And she was working with the Cleveland Urban Design Collaborative, which is part of Kent State University. The original design that they had wasn't as sophisticated as this, so we hit a bump in the road. They didn't know if it could be built. But at that point, I put the word out that I was looking for a green architect. He tweaked their design, came up with a better design, and this is the first one in the world. So yes, it was a bit of a risk.
We met when there was a house here. It happened to be vacated. It wasn't in great shape, but Mansfield said, I have this idea. What happens if we were to go ahead and take it down to the ground, put essentially a greenhouse on top of it? And I said, when do we get started? So we started off with the former foundations from the vacant house. We took some analysis, we looked at how the site was done, and we particularly were interested in the fact that we have south-facing views, which is great for crop growth in this structure. The BioCellar is set up in such a way that we're able to grow a wide range of plant species, but currently we're focusing on cold-hardy plants. And the reason for that is once you go down below the frost line, which in northeastern Ohio is 42 inches below the grade, you have a constant temperature. The temperature of the soil doesn't change. It's usually around 60, 65 degrees. So with that, we've looked at plants that are tolerant to that degree setting. That would be such things as spinach, kale, collards, a bunch of other items that you can actually go and use throughout the year and grow within the space. And also, they are healthy materials. They're actually really healthy for you, and they generate some profits for you.
We're going to start looking at doing hops because we have a perfect market. Those craft brewers said they would buy the hops for us. We can sell all the hops we can raise. We already bottle wine, but we don't sell it yet. There's a building immediately adjacent west of the Vineyard that we're going to start on in a couple of weeks to turn into a winery. Once we got the winery, then we have a license and we can sell wine. And we can sell all the wine we can make at a pretty good dollar value.
What we've done is we took a house that wasn't being used, that was set, forgotten. You didn't have a family out front, you didn't have dogs out in the yard, you didn't have a lot of interaction with it. And what we've taken is that house, made it into the BioCellar, and now you're starting to see that hub of activity. You're starting to see that innovation within the community. You're starting to see a lot of people getting excited about the potential of what's coming on the horizon. You're starting to see the next, what might be, prototype being rolled out here in Hough.
There's 15,000 homes in Cleveland to be torn down. We'd like to take 10% of those and turn them into BioCellars. We think it concentrates energy. We think urban farming is going to take off.
But we've also seen that this has been a ripple effect, where it's not just been here in the localized community, that's becoming more about the region. And also from that, we're starting to see that there's starting to become a national effect. After having presented this at the AA National Convention with Mansfield and Gene, we have a lot of people that are actually asking us, what can they do within our community to start to see this be rolled out as a prototype? And the thing with that is that there is vacancy all around us. Right now, the latest Census Bureau puts it at 1 out of 50 houses nationwide are vacant. However, here in Cleveland, 1 out of 10 are vacant. And in neighboring East Cleveland, we're looking at 1 out of 5 that are vacant.
I know so many more of my neighbors than I ever did before I started because I'm out here working. People stop past. It's knitted the community together. We've had Over 50 people work on our various projects over the last 5 years, going back to when we started the Vineyard. And about 22 or 23 of them are doing okay. In fact, one stopped past yesterday. He just got a new job. He's an over-the-road truck driver. He just started with a new company. He's making 27 bucks an hour now. He started in the halfway house with us and was considering going back to a life of crime because he couldn't get a job. So that's the biggest aspect. How do you reuse land, create something green, and employ people? And we've been able to do that. And the neighbors just absolutely love it. We've raised the value of their homes. Anyone interested in supporting our efforts can reach us through our website. It's neighborhoodsolutionsInc.com, where this video probably will be on at some point.